Now, I mean, looking around here, it's beautiful. I don't see a lot of extraction happening here. I don't see a lot of coal extraction. I don't see oil platforms or anything like that. I know that kind of in the interior of Alaska, there's some coal extraction going on around Denali, outside Denali National Park. And actually into Seward, we saw earlier today, is where it comes down to get shipped out.
Sure.
Where are the ships that are carrying the oil coming from? Is it being piped down and then taken out, or is it actually coming from around outside of Alaska?
Oh, good question. So in Alaska, our fossil fuel extraction comes from the north slope of Alaska, which is on the Arctic Ocean, the far northern edge of Alaska, and then the interior is where the mines are. All of that, though, is shipped out of the south. So the oil is piped down through the famous Trans-Alaska Pipeline all the way to a town called Valdez, which is just to our east. And it's put on super tankers there and then shipped all around the world to market. And the same with the coal. The coal is brought down by the railroad to Seward and then put on board ships and shipped again around the world. Being in Alaska, we're so close to Asia. We serve a lot of Asian markets. We have emergence of economies over there that we're seeing rapid growth. Everyone is familiar with the growth of China and Korea in the last 25 years, and they have huge power demands. And so we're serving some of those power demands with the resources that we're moving here. So you have the potential for disaster just in the transportation of that resource out of the water, out of Alaska. And so we've seen safeguards put into place since Exxon Valdez, double-hulled tankers, so that if the tanker does run into the ground, there's another extra barrier between the water and the oil. Size of tankers has been limited, so that if there is a spill, it's not quite as catastrophic as it could be. But still, it's a limited amount of resource. It's a finite resource, and we're finding that on the North Slope, we're seeing production decline. And there are many factors involved in that, but one of them is just actual source point of oil. So the next step in the North Shore is to go offshore of the North Slope to do your typical offshore oil platform extraction that you would find in the Gulf of Mexico or off the coast of California or in the North Sea by Norway. The challenge is that it will be in an area that we've never looked or extracted oil for before. So we've been finding huge reserves in the Arctic Ocean. And because of climate change and the melting of ice we see here, well, you can times that by 100 in the Arctic, and we're seeing the melting of the actual sea ice up there, opening up these huge areas that are allowing us to do more exploration. The potential for more development happens. We're a species that can't sit still. We love to keep exploring, and we love to keep exploiting the resources that are there. And exploitation sounds like a horrible word, but it is the way we use our resources. And those growing markets have to be powered by something. So we've come to this decision. Do we continue to power them the way we have? And then what are the consequences of that? Well, I think we know what those are with the changing of climate. It's not going to get better. We get to that mythical tipping point. Once we get there, then maybe it's too late to come back from the carbon we put in the air. Or is it now time for us to really make a change and look at changing emerging economies, and how can we power that growth? Because it's difficult for a developed country to say, well, why don't you guys slow it down, when they have folks they want to pull out of poverty the same way the United States did or Europe did a couple hundred years ago. But is there a way for us to power that development smarter?